Hello, everybody. Dr. Willie Jolley.
Hi, this is Dee Taylor-Jolley.
And we are here in living color. We're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. We encourage everybody who's watching to get a copy of this book. You can go to jollymarriage.com if you have not gotten it. And we're giving a little treat. My assistant said, tell them tonight, whoever buys the book, 2 copies of the book tonight, will get a special treat sent to them from us. So we want to encourage you to follow me.
Sent to them how?
I don't know. She said she will send a gift, a valuable gift. She said she's not going to tell them, but it's going to be good.
Okay.
And I trust her. When she says she does it, she'll do it. I want to thank everybody who I've spoken for a lot of groups over the last few days. We were on yesterday with Tea with Lady O in Houston, and her show, and people from Houston said they'd be joining us tonight. And we were on...
And that's where our question came from, actually.
Well, we're going to talk about tonight, came from that. And then we were on Sisters for Sisters Network Incorporated, their television show on Saturday. And I want to say hello to all the Sisters for Sisters Network Incorporated, Peggy and Wyoming, and all the ladies. I start calling names. So I want to thank them for having us to be on this show. Now we want to talk about what came out of yesterday's show. Ooh-wee. It was a barn burner. So we were taking questions and answers after I had gone through a few of the chapters from the book. And one of the ladies said...
And he was being very polite.
Very polite, very... No.
I think an esoteric answer.
Well, whatever. But it was very polite. And a lady said, I have your book in audio. I have the audio version of your book. And I want to ask a question. What do you do when your spouse won't do what you want them to do and you want to nag them?
No. Oh. She said, I nag my husband and he still doesn't do what I want him to do.
Okay, something that I know was something that. And I said, whoa, nagging don't work, but you got to understand.
But at least she asked specifically. She did say, I'm nagging my husband and he's still not doing what I want him to do.
And how do you get him to do what he does?
And how do you get him to do what you want him to do? But also bear in mind that in many instances, when you talk about nagging, you think of women, or you think women nag their husbands. But sometimes men nag their wives.
That's right. It can be, and the Bible talks about a nagging wife as like a dripping faucet. A dripping faucet. Let me read what we say about nagging from the book, then I'm going to turn it over to my wife. Nagging is a form of destructive communication. This is out of the communication chapter. That's the chapter we give away free. Go and get a free chapter, and then, as I said, get the book tonight, you get a special gift. To nag means to bother someone with constant complaints or by constantly finding fault. There's an old saying that nagging, like harping, should be left to musical instruments. One problem with nagging is that it actually shuts down communication. Dee and I were counseling a couple where the wife nagged the husband to the point he would try to avoid talking to her. Even when the wife was pregnant and close to her due date, she called him on his cell phone.
While he was here,
and he looked at his phone, saw her name, and let it go to voicemail. And we said, why did you do that? She's pregnant. He said, she's just going to nag me. Both the husband and the wife were at fault in this scenario. The husband should have taken the wife's call no matter what. And the wife had done such an effective job of conditioning her husband's behavior by nagging that she created a block to their communication. Nothing good is achieved by nagging. So don't do it. Bam, boom, ba 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 ba. Don't nag because it doesn't work. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you get what you want. And how many want to get what they want? How many want to win? How many want to get more? So nagging doesn't work. You got to talk to each other. So let's talk about this question that came to be during this program yesterday. So the lady says, what do you do about nagging? And I told her that when I got married, I married a neat freak, first of all. Neat.
No, you went right into.
I know, but I got to set it up today.
Okay.
She's a neat freak, so they know what kind of personality. She's anal. Everything has a place, and everything has to be just right. Well, I grew up in a house where that wasn't the way of life. And so I didn't see a need for making up the bed. Make up the bed? Why make up the bed? I'm going to get right back in it tonight. Why should we make up the bed? Just let it go. And it'll be open and ready for me when I come in tonight. But she likes the bed made up. Everything such as pillows, all these throw pillows and all of this. And so I didn't see a need to do it. But she said, I've got a solution that I don't need to nag you about it.
I think you should give your original answer
What was my original answer?
about the 4 F's.
No, that was a different question.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
It was.
it was.
You were being very polite when she said about the nagging.
No.
And
that
you
was
said how you have to talk to your mate, and you said you have to answer. You have to respond with the 4 F's. Go ahead and say it. And then I went right in because that just got on my nerves when you said that. So just tell them what you said.
The 4 F's for 4 F's. You have to have the 4 F's. Have the critical conversations. Be friendly.
See, that's where you were coming from.
Be friendly. Be frank. Be fair. Be focused on a win-win. That's what you need. Beverly Ming Jews. Hey, Beverly. We got the Olympia and Beverly on. Great. Glad to have both of y'all on. Anyway, so that was where I was going with the be friendly, be frank, be fair, be focused on a win-win. Then D went right in.
That was a nice logical thing. And what I was saying to myself.
To yourself?
Myself, and I wasn't saying out loud, this is ridiculous. You're nagging your mate. They're getting on your nerves because they're not doing something that you want them to do. And you're going to have a friendly, frank, fair conversation. No, you're not.
So how do you get it done?
I'm thinking back on our situation.
With the bed?
From the bed. So I'm like, you need to be a scientist.
So you talked about the corners of the bed?
No, I did. But the point is that when you're in a situation where your mate is not listening and you asked once or twice, maybe 3 times, some of the research like Psychology Today says, if you asked your mate to do something at least 3 times, after the 3rd time you're nagging. I'm like, oh, okay. Mate has gotten on your nerves. What do? You really need to be a scientist. Scientist, you need to study your mate. You need to know your mate well and say, what rings their bell? That could be male or female. What rings their bell? So I knew what rang your bell, right?
Yes, you
because
did.
I studied you. I'm like the scientist with the microscope. I'm looking at and knowing what you. And I said, sex rings his bell. So I figured that out. I'm like, okay. To get him to do what I want him to do, which is really about the bed, which was important to me. He didn't care because he'd never made his bed a day in his life. Oh my God, it was traumatizing when I realized that was the case and I had married somebody who never lived in bed. Oh my God. So anyway, how do I get him to do this? It wasn't important to him, it's important to me. What's important to him?
Yes.
That's what I'm called, the scientist. So I've studied you, so I know.
Yes.
And giving you sexual favors when you want it, chasing you around the room, volunteering was a way to get you to do what I wanted you to do. So the concept, whether it's sexual favors, whether it's you like certain, good thing you don't like the food because that really wouldn't be a hard thing for me since I like cooking. Oh my God. Anyway,
You used to like cooking.
that was a long time ago. That was before I discovered just vegetables and fruits and
Before she
everything.
became a vegan, she used to cook all the time.
So the point is, we know that nagging does not work.
Right.
So to get your mate to do what you want him to do, at least to get in the realm of I can think about it, you need to discover what pleases them and give them some of what pleases them in exchange for something that could please you. So it ends up being that win-win situation that you're talking about.
Well,
okay?
she
so
could.
that was another way of getting around. Oh, I'm going to be friendly. I really want to hit you upside the head. That's really what I want to do. That's when I come back and the bed is not made again. Oh my God. So I had to calm down. See, you have to know yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have to know yourself. Now, how am I going to get this other human being that I cannot control? Because one of the other things in the research, it says that nagging is really a form of also wanting to control another person. And I admit, I want to control your every move, but you don't cooperate. Humor is so important. Yes, I'm a control freak. I want to control everything. And a lot of times we won't admit that.
Yes.
I admit that. And we talk about that. And you say, oh, you're trying to control me. Yes. So what do I need to do?
So let me
draw you into
let me tell y'all the rest of the story is that she conditioned me by hooking a brother up.
Because that was important to him.
Like Chicago voting, early and often.
Yes.
Early and often.
So you've got to discover, ladies and gentlemen, what pleases your spouse.
Yes. So let me say this, that I now.
And then give it to them early and often.
And she conditioned me. I have not missed making up that bed in 30 years. I make up the bed every day. I put all the little covers, all the little pillows, all the little stuff. I make sure everything's tight because I like the condition.
You like the rewards.
The rewards that I got.
Excited.
And so she's not had to nag me at all. I make up the bed. I clean up the room. I move my little shoes. So Terrence E. from Gray said, when a woman takes a man as a husband, should she hyphenate her name? Personally,
I did that.
She did it. Look here, Terrence.
Does it really make a difference?
She said he thinks it's disrespectful. I know it's acceptable today. I know what you mean, Terrence. But let me tell you, Terrence, we let it go. I let that go.
You know what?
She
I hyphenated my name because I wanted to keep my parents' name, my mom and dad, Taylor.
Yes.
And added on to yours.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
And you know what?
He had no problem with that.
I got better stuff to fight about, okay? Or be concerned about. That one wasn't. And we haven't had a fight. Y'all know we haven't had an argument in over 33 years. Those first 2 years were tough. But we learned how to condition each other. We learned how to groove with each other.
But we never talked about the name thing because that wasn't important to us.
No, it didn't. It didn't make me anyway. I didn't care. She took Jolley. And as long as she was taking Jolley, I was good with that. And so, I don't want that to be a stumbling block. Look, find a thing so you're gonna have less and less stumbling blocks.
Somebody else said the tone of voice has something. Who was that?
I think it was Beverly. Your tone of voice may make one feel like you're nagging.
Right.
And Beverly said a woman does not have to lose her identity because she is married. And I agree with that. Look, I don't think it's a big deal. You got to figure out.
You have to talk it through.
Again, communication. If this is important to her, go at it.
And why do you feel that way?
She said she loved her parents. She loved her parents and her parents' name. And so I let it go. It wasn't that big a deal because I wanted to get to the important stuff. There's an old saying that says we must learn to major in the minors or minor in the majors. And so many people will get stuck in stuff that's not important, really. And I don't think it was that important. I want to focus on how do we have a happy life? How do we live our dreams? How do we grow our legacy? How do we make a difference for our children's great-grandchildren? That's what I want to do. And I want to make sure that we get peace. You know what? Peace in your household is so important. That's why this whole nagging thing. This nagging thing can have such a big impact because then you go after a while.
But it becomes also, why do you feel that you have to nag?
Why do you feel you have to nag?
Mm-hmm.
Well, people.
Because your spouse is not paying attention to you. So if your spouse, at least your impression is your spouse is not paying attention.
Well, you got. I know you got research.
So then
I know
why
she got
do you
research.
say, so why do you think your spouse is not paying attention? Then that's when you can have that kind of conversation. You're friendly, you're frank, you're fair. You know,
let's go through let's go through your points about nagging and what it is and why it's not effective.
Okay, so we mentioned that it really is that you're repeating yourself more than twice, and the other person is not paying attention. So you said, well, how do you even know that you're nagging? Again, you're repeating yourself. Things like, did you take out the trash? That seems to be a really common thing. How do we resolve that about taking out the trash? I don't even remember. We just kind of volunteer to help each other.
We help each other. We help each other. So when we know if trash got to go out on Tuesday night, we've been here in this house for a year together. So she'll come down with the trash from the second floor, or she'll say, I got to put together the trash. It makes it easy. We're working.
And we just kind of work together.
We work together.
Or I start collecting just whoever. It's not like one person is waiting for the other one to get started.
I see. Yvonne Enterprise 928. Amen. Peace. A lot of marriages don't have peace. But for her and her husband, they have 30 years of peace. Amen.
Amen.
That's a great thing.
What did you do to have 30 years of peace?
Yeah, what did you have to have 30 years of peace? How did y'all get there? Okay, that's a big point. And we talk about it in the book.
Another statement is, how do you know you're nagging? When you begin your conversations with you should take out the trash. You forgot to take the chicken out of the freezer. You forgot to pay the electricity bill.
That would be bad.
And that's from a relationship expert by the name of Denise Wade, who says, when you talk in the sense of always you, it's accusatory.
Right.
And you make
and we've had this conversation
feel bad.
We've had this conversation with a couple not long ago who reached out to us, and there was this accusing. They're making assumptions. They're jumping to the end of the story without getting all the details. And that makes accusatory.
When you assume, you make an ass out of yourself. How about that?
ASSU me, okay? Ass out of you and me. All right. Let's see. The Watt says, when we are at our best, I didn't care about the name. When we are at our worst, it didn't care about the name. We are worse. I did care about the name, or something to that effect. I'm not sure what that means to what. And then Cheryl Johnson Foley says, my husband and I take turns on sharing the responsibilities around the house. Great. It really does work. It works when you have some system of, okay, we're working together here. We want peace in our house.
So what can I do to help?
What can I do to help? All right. And what can you do to help you get past the nagging? And remember, Proverbs says it clearly. A nagging spouse is like a drip, drip, drip of a faucet. It get on your nerves.
So it also becomes, is nagging really because you're trying to control the other person? So if you own up and be honest.
Well, you want to get what you want.
But then I'm like,
you want what you
want. I really want to control everything. So we talk about everything. And I'm like, you should just cooperate with me and do what I want done. Isn't humor wonderful?
That's wonderful.
And then you don't do it.
I don't do it. I laugh. We laugh together.
You do.
We laugh together. We giggle together. We don't let the little stuff get to be big stuff. We keep it small.
So we talk about it. And I talk about the fact that you have gotten on my nerves because you won't do what I say.
Yes.
Not fight or anything. No. But we talk about that. And then, okay, so nagging.
And then I say, you're so cute.
You do.
I say,
and you give me a kiss and everything, and then I'm like, okay.
Y'all got to work on this. It's got to be a working. We got to be constantly working on your relationship. As I said to the group yesterday, marriage is work, but it's not hard labor. It's not hard labor like breaking bricks or breaking rocks or carrying heavy lumber. It's not that kind of labor where it's chain gang kind of labor. It's work. And what that work is, you got to depress your own conditions, and you got to work together that we'll become one. It's not her, it's not me, it's us. And we're working together.
Another reason why people nag, according to psychologist number 3, you feel helpless about a behavior that you want your spouse to change.
Ooh. I've
But
got a
it
cousin
comes
just
down
joined on. Hey,
to-
cuz. All right, go ahead.
But it comes down to you can't change somebody else's behavior, which really takes us back. Or was it a couple of weeks ago when we had the question about the lady who was not married but with a gentleman who had an alcoholic problem, and you gave this really detailed, sophisticated answer that basically said, if you can't help take them the way they are, you might as well leave them alone, because you can't guarantee. You know, your behavior does not guarantee that they're going to change their behavior.
They have to. You have to set a standard. Okay, Terrence said he asked a question about last name because it became an issue when the couple separated and the documents were signed differently. The law was an issue. The law was an issue for each count. So, well, what we're hoping that we can hopefully get the book. Go get the book. Bill Gates needed to get this book. Okay, Bill Gates needed to get this book. Alex Rodriguez need to get the book for single people.
Wow.
You know, so many people need to get this book because they'll save them from going to the separation
But he
court.
also had an issue with the girlies, according to
He had girlies. We just found out today he liked girlies. Infidelity. You know that's going to be a problem, folks. Now we don't know what drove him to infidelity. We don't know if they had some communication.
We don't know what was going on in their relationship.
That's right. But these are all things that will help break up your marriage. And we know that we're trying to help people stay married. A lady asked yesterday, is there a way that you can get divorced? I said, well, when I married her, I told her, you know, you can get divorced. Not divorced. You can get out of the marriage. She can't get divorced, but you can get out of the marriage. And everybody knows who's been watching. I say it all the time. She can get out the marriage. If she dies, she good. She good. Okay. Other than that, we in this till death do us part. And so
you might as well figure out how to get along.
You might as well figure it. Go ahead.
Another nagging. Another nagging is when you feel like you're this person's mother, or their, you know, or you're their parent. Because it seems like they're not doing all of the regular things that you feel need to be done. So that's a lack of communication.
Lack of communication and not having expectations that are met. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Unrealistic expectations. Whatever they may be.
So you really didn't talk about it.
Right. So
like you're not a handyman.
I'm not a handyman.
We didn't talk about it, but I was not dumb. Once I figured out that he didn't know what to do with his screwdriver, I was like, oh, that's
that. She went to IKEA and brought back this piece of furniture, and it was all the pieces.
100 pieces.
I said, what's up with that? I'm trying to make money. Let's hire somebody to do that. Let somebody.
I'm a quick study. I'm like, oh, okay, we can do that.
We can do that. I'm on the phone making deals.
I'd rather not have a meal and have a housekeeper. I know. We take it to the extreme. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Another reason people nag. When your intimate relationship is not going well.
Ooh.
That's what the psychologist today said. I thought that was really very interesting. That you end up nagging as a result of the relationship falling apart. So you're annoyed. Isn't that something?
And then because
it works.
Because you're nagging, it impacts the sexual influence or impact or desire of the other person. They're like, not interested.
So you're already upset.
Yep.
And then one person is nagging because things are not going well, and then it makes you not want to be close even more.
Right.
Wow.
You know, DeWard, I think, you know, you blessed me so much. He said, these are times like now, y'all need an hour. So we're working on an hour show that we can do. We're coming up with some new things of creating a real production. And Terrence said, I'm with you. I'm not a handyman. Amen on that, brother. Okay. I stopped cutting the grass years ago. I haven't cut grass in 25 years.
I was pulling weeds Sunday. As he was bike riding, I was pulling weeds. No. But you know what? I enjoy pulling the weeds.
That's where I get my time to think.
And I have my headset on and I'm listening to podcasts. So
I'm not the guy on Father's Day that you go get the electric slaw and all that stuff. You know, on TV they have, get Get your dad an electric saw. Get your dad a workman kit. I'm not that dude, okay? I'm not that dude. I am the dude who would take her out. I said, let me take you out somewhere nice.
He always takes me for a ride. What do you want to do today?
What do you want to do?
sweetheart?
Where you want to go? I want to make her life wonderful. I want to make because happy wife, happy life. A brother get hooked up. Y'all know I'm going to come back to the sex point. All of y'all who know that we talk openly about sex, communication, and money, okay? And thank you for all the people who said we want an hour. We're going to work on it. These are encouraging us. These kind of things are encouraging us.
Okay, last one I have on the list.
Yep.
You're nagging because you've lost respect for your spouse.
Ooh.
Isn't that something?
Ooh. Ooh. That's
Now we're not getting into the psychology today. They're not giving all the kinds of reasons as to why, but based upon their research, that's a big deal.
Wow.
You've lost respect for your partner.
All right, let me go over a couple of these things. I want y'all to follow me and follow her. She's Dee Taylor-Jolley on all social media. And
that would suggest that I actually do something with the social media. I mean, let's just keep it real. I'm so busy working on your stuff. I'm still trying to figure it out. Some of it I don't even get anyway. Like, why?
Right, she passed that. But I'm the Willie Jolley,
Yes.
the real Willie Jolley, Willie.Jolley, Willie Jolley on LinkedIn, and Twitter is at Willie Jolley. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is happymarriedmondays.com. Get all the episodes. We want y'all to share this with everybody in your network. Please forward these videos. Tell people to join us. Tell people they can get access to it. And then tonight, if you go get the book, tonight, go get the book. Cheryl said she's going to give you a digital gift. A digital gift. It's digital gift thrown in. So go to jollymarriage.com, get 2 copies of the book, and whoever orders today was going to get something from my assistant. She said, I got a special gift for people. So I don't know what it is, but she always gives good gifts. She's a master at blessing people. What else? Anything last things? Because we only do a half hour because we want to stay to it. We're going to
thank you.
Thank you for all the great
and thank you for sending in the questions also.
Thank you for your questions. Mm-hmm. Thank you for all your sharing. Thank you for being our friends and for telling people about this.
You talk about how not to be a nag. That's a whole nother thing. That's how not to be a nag.
You don't nag me, baby. Mm-hmm. She doesn't nag me.
No, I work on persuading him all the time. And I'm always saying to him that I'm working on persuading him.
She hooked a brother.
And then sometimes I have to chase him around the room to persuade him. And then he lets me catch it.
I let her catch him. Woo! Woo! I love this woman. I tell people publicly and privately I'd crawl over broken glass to get to this woman. I told her, if you leave me, I'm coming with you.
So you have to find out what sets your mate on fire.
That's right. Huh? Do it, folks. It makes a difference. Hey, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, author of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, with my beautiful bride and sidekick.
I'm Dee.
All right. We want to thank y'all for being part of our Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last broadcast on Instagram Live, Facebook Live. We're going to up it over the next few weeks to a more television look. So get ready. Please tell everybody to join us. 9 o'clock, Monday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern. Every Monday night, we've got something special for you because we love you. We're trying to save 1 million marriages, enhance 1 million marriages with the Jolly magic and the way we do our marriage. Love y'all. Jolly out.